Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about the Black Ops Cold War beta that happened the other day. And I'm kind of late, but this is just when this video is coming out. So first I'm going to talk about the maps. There aren't very many maps in the beta. There is Cartel, Miami, and Satellite for the main modes like TDM, Domination stuff. Then you have the Combined Arms, which is basically ground war if you don't know, and it has big maps like Armada and Crossroads, and there's also a Cartel Combined Arms version. But first I'm going to talk about the main maps. So Cartel is new to the beta, it wasn't in the alpha, and I like it. There's lots of foliage and different areas to go in, and like warehouses to go into, and there's also like a sniper tower if we want to sit up there and snipe people, and there's lots of like bushes and stuff, so there's lots of cover if you need it, and it's probably one of my favorites. Now Miami, I think the map looks good, but it is only good for certain modes like team deathmatch and domination. It's kind of dark because it's set at nighttime, so it can be hard to see people sometimes, but it's a really nice looking map and it's fun to play on. But it's probably my least favorite. Satellite, it's my favorite map because it's a very large scale and it's very good for sniping because there's like a huge wide open area, and there's also a tight area with close quarters, and there's like a plane that you can go into, like a crashed plane where there's usually like a domination capture point. And so that's my favorite map in the beta, but of course in the full game there's going to be more maps, so for now it's my favorite. Now Combined Arms, I like Armada. I think Crossroads is terrible because it's just too wide open, and there's like tanks and stuff. It's like you get blown up by a tank every time you go out in the open. But Armada, there's like a bunch of ships, and you zip line between ships, and you can also swim in the water and get on boats, and it's really fun to just get in a boat and just mow down everyone. And it's also a really good sniping map. So now we're going to talk about the gameplay, and it's if you have played Modern Warfare a lot, it's going to be a bit jarring and different because this is Black Ops, it's not an Infinity Ward game. It's the Treyarch style of COD, and there are lots of similarities to Modern Warfare, which there should be because Modern Warfare is great gameplay. But there is no mounting or doors like in Modern Warfare, and some people are happy about that, and I'm like, okay, I'm not mad about it. There's health bars in this game, which there wasn't in Modern Warfare, and I think it's kind of weird, but I'm getting used to it. And the time to kill is longer than Modern Warfare by a bit, which I didn't really notice it until someone pointed it out. So yeah, it's not as realistic as Modern Warfare, which is something I don't really like, but it's still a fun Call of Duty that you don't love. It's just a bit different if you are used to Infinity Ward games. Now the graphics, I think the game looks very good. It's definitely not as realistic as Modern Warfare, which people are saying it's a downgrade, and I agree it is a bit of a downgrade, but it's a different developer and a different engine, so I'm not really going to hold it to that. It still looks really good, and when the PS5 and Xbox Series X come out, it's going to look even better. So I'm good with the graphics. I think it looks good. And now the sound effects. I heard people were complaining about this in the alpha. I think the sound effects are very good. You can hear footsteps more than you can in Modern Warfare. In the alpha, the guns sound like Nerf guns. Like they weren't as punchy and satisfying as Modern Warfare, but they fixed that in the beta, and now the gun sounds are satisfying. There's lots of ambient noises. Not as much as Modern Warfare, but there's also satisfying sound effects like Modern Warfare. It's still a bit different, but it's still good sound effects. And now that the UI and the user interface, there are lots of similarities to Modern Warfare. It is, of course, there's still the gunsmith, so you can put on different attachments on your guns and stuff. And since there are wild cards in this game, and not just perks, like in Modern Warfare, you can have there's a wild card that gives you, it's called Perk Greed, I believe, and it gives you up to 8 attachment slots on your weapons. And I was like, well, that's a lot of attachments, but it makes it really fun to like see how much you can get out your weapons and stuff. But of course it comes at the cost of not having other wild cards. So there's like an overkill like in Modern Warfare, except I forget what it's called, but it's basically overkill where you can have 2 primaries. And something that was kind of weird in this game was that shotguns can be considered secondaries now. Like, you don't need overkill or whatever it's called in this game. You can have it, you can run shotguns as secondary, like a pistol or a melee. And I'm pretty sure that was a thing in Black Ops 4 because I played that. But yeah, I'm not big a fan. I played Black Ops 4 like one time and I didn't think it was very good. So like I was like, I hope this game isn't like Black Ops 4, but it's not. It's much better. Yeah, it definitely needs some work. It's not as, of course, it's still a beta, but I thought it was a bit. I thought the UI was a bit janky. Like some of the button prompts and stuff look like I just went into Photoshop and made it. But they're probably gonna fix that in the full game, obviously. Now the guns. There aren't very many guns in the beta, of course, but there are like returning guns from Modern Warfare, like the M4 and the MP5 and stuff. And my favorite gun probably was the M4. I didn't like it in Modern Warfare, but in this game, it's like very satisfying to use for me. And my second favorite gun would probably be the Milano. It's basically an Uzi. Like, it has a very fast rate of fire and it's pretty accurate. And my third favorite would probably have to be the AK-74U, because I know people have been saying like it's the meta weapon for the beta and like the best weapon you could use. You're seeing footage of it right now. Actually, that'll probably be my second, and the Milano will be my third. It's just a very good weapon with a fast fire rate and accuracy. So what are my overall thoughts on the beta? Honestly, with the alpha, I wasn't really having much fun with it. And like, yeah, this is a thing. It's not Modern Warfare. It's janky and stuff. But then I realized that when you stop comparing it to Modern Warfare, it's a fun game and you can really have a lot of fun with it. And so if you're really used to Modern Warfare and if you compare every game to that, the reality is that not everything is gonna come close to the bar that Modern Warfare set as far as realism. When you stop comparing it, it's a very fun game. It's like the fun Call of Duty experience that you know and love. And I'm very excited for the game to come out next month. Well, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.